gas down a long dark highway, 'cause you didn't wanna do things my way. Bet you're wishing that you listened to me now.
Meet Magnolia Rising, the dynamic country duo featuring Devynn Hart and Swindle, celebrated alumni of the beloved trio Chapel Hart. After captivating audiences worldwide with powerhouse harmonies and unforgettable performances on America's Got Talent, these talented cousins are blazing a bold new trail. With deep Southern roots and a fresh, uplifting sound, Magnolia Rising delivers music that inspires and moves. From their viral hits to this exciting new chapter, they continue to honor their rich legacy while pushing country music forward. Join the Trout as he sits down with Magnolia Rising for an inspiring conversation you won't want to miss.
You ever notice how many financial advisors are out there? Trying to decide which one you want to go to give them your hard-earned money to reach your financial possibilities? It's a difficult decision, but let me help you out. My good friend David Smith with Edward Jones, who, by the way, just earned the #1 ranking among 23 advice-based wealth management firms in the J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Investor Satisfaction Study. David has 20-plus years of working with people just like you, helping you reach your financial possibilities. As a financial advisor for my wife and I, he's done exceptionally well. I wouldn't be recommending him if I didn't think he'd help you reach your financial possibilities. So it's quick, easy. Just make a quick phone call if you're anywhere in the continental United States. Hit 469-372-1587, 469-372-1587. Give David a call and learn how you can reach your financial possibilities. David works for the #1 company in America, and he's #1 with my wife and I. David Smith with Edward Jones, your next financial advisor. 469-372-1587. Give him a call today. All right, so let's start where you are now. You've released some stuff, and you got some new stuff coming out or whatever. Tell me what the plan is now for
I feel like the plan now, it's been kind of like a reintroduction and an introduction to everyone else, because I feel like even with us being in Nashville now, people have known us for years, but I feel like now we're finally getting a chance to kind of stake our claim. And so we're doing that. We have a song that we're about to release at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. It'll be releasing right after we kick off for our UK tour. And so kind of like just spreading that Magnolia Rising fever far and wide and kind of just hitting the ground running. No pun intended.
So do you have a summer tour? Or when are you going to the UK?
We will be in the K. We will be in the UK most of the month of June. So we are playing for the Celestial Sevens rugby tournament. And it's like 50 of UK's top universities. They come together, and it's they come together for the big rugby tournament. And we've apparently been adopted into the rugby scene in the UK. And it's kind of funny that it's happening at the same time that, as you know, like country is like blowing up there too. Mm-hmm. And so it's like the perfect little crossover.
Did you guys have any trouble getting visas to get to the country?
You said do what?
Visas. Did you have trouble getting visas?
Oh, no. Well, we didn't realize that we needed them, because any other time we hadn't had to have them. But when we went time, we went in March. And when we got to like the ticket counter to check in, because it wouldn't let us check in online. So we got to the ticket counter, and she was like, "Oh, you need to get your ETA visa." And we're like, what the heck is that? She said, and we were just in Europe last year, and I think we did like 9 countries last year. Didn't need a single visa, but
isn't that interesting?
Yeah, sometimes it can take up to 24 hours. I'm like, our plane leaves in 1 hour. In 1 hour. So we just did the application, and thankfully we got approved within like 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, geez, but yeah, it wasn't really much of an issue getting it though.
Okay, so let's talk about the difference now then. There's a duo versus a trio.
Hmm.
So you lost one of the harmonies.
Hmm.
So when you go in the studio, do you try to make that up? Because obviously you can't do it so much on stage. Do you
Hmm.
try to add a third in there or not?
Whenever we record, we generally do, and I feel like you kind of get even more leeway with a duo as opposed to a trio because sometimes, the harmonies can weave, add some bottoms, and when you need, sprinkle the tops. But of course, in the studio, we can go back and put tops and bottoms on
Yeah.
everything as much as we want. But it's a little different, but I feel like even like I say, performing live, it gives you that ability to kind of play around and you don't have to be so regimented or so like stuck because you have three people trying to do the same thing.
Well, and there's one of the things I think you probably found out too is you're much in control of your own life now. I mean, it's not like you weren't before to a certain degree, but you're part of a band. And every time I talk to somebody who starts a band, I said somebody's got to be the leader, and nobody wants to be the leader unless they want to be the leader. Then nobody likes the leader. So, 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 because the last one I was in, they kept saying you're in charge, Rick. It's your band, and I've talked to other people to hire. They just hire musicians, which
Hmm.
brings me to you guys. So when you tour, is this your band that you bring that's you hired or whatever to go with you on tour?
This won't be our band in the UK, so just for kind of like finances and travel and all the things, we have some guys that we knew over there, and so we're just gonna
Oh, that's
use them.
cool.
But we will be bringing our guitar player and our MD, and so he'll be able to kind of work with those guys over there. And so yeah,
And what kind of set do you do? How long do you get to perform?
we'll do like an hour set,
Oh, that's not
hour
bad.
15, not bad at all.
So you send stuff to them or send the music over to whoever's over there and say, here it
Hmm.
is. And if they're any
Yeah.
good, they'll say, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and then whenever like we'll be taking off on Wednesday, and so whenever we get over there, we got a weekend of meetings, and then Monday we'll be rehearsing with the guys over there leading up until the show.
Are you guys, I miss the posts that you guys used to put a lot of posts up. I know you used to do that a lot. But are you having, my one thing I always ask everybody, are you having fun?
Yes, Lord.
That's all that
And
matters
I
to me.
and I honestly feel like that even may be why there is a difference in like, how much we would post and all of that, because even that previously it's literally work, even though, we post all day, every day on Chapel Hart, like we're working to make those posts, like it's all staging and this and that and not really enjoying it. But I feel like for the first time, like we're actually, having fun and making those memories, the memories that's feeding the new music and everything else. And like we've had even just this past week, Rick, you would not believe we have had like some incredible, incredible rides, some incredible meetings with some incredible folks. And I feel like it's the first time in a long time we've been able to just live in real life and not present a certain facade, if that makes sense.
No, I understand. And I'm sure that you got, and it's been a while yet, but I'm sure you got tired of people asking you, what happened? What happened? What happened? And you're like, I
Yeah,
ain't telling you.
I
It's
mean,
none of your, I mean, it's not, well, part of it is people break up, and
right.
I talked to, Danica's husband. I can't remember all of a sudden. I can't remember his name right now.
Hmm.
I called him like 6 months ago and I said, how are you doing? How's she doing? I like you guys a lot. I consider you friends. So I want to know how you're doing. I know you can
Hmm.
go out and sing. And I said, if she wants to come on the show, well, we're not ready. I said, okay, whatever. But I said, I'm not calling, just like I told you earlier, I'm not calling to say, "Come here, what happened? I want to know. I don't, it's none of my
Yeah.
business. All I care about is everybody does well. and I get tickets to your concert. That's really all.
As I said, and that's one thing that I appreciate because, like you say, even though a lot of people they do want to know what happened, but even like when you reached out, like you have the wherewithal, you check on us as people, you know, and I feel like we've been surrounded by enough people who are even just focusing on, you know, how we are like personally and moving forward, and you know that just kind of makes it that much easier.
Well, what I want to see is you guys be successful. That's all I want to see, and enjoy your music. That's what's important to me, because all the people I meet, and some of them are just starting out. Some of them I have a pretty good eye for talent. Not that but now, it's funny because now, just like Federico, people call me or email me now. Could you mind interviewing so and so? A lot of them are indie artists of different genres, and I listen to them and I go, okay, yes, they have it, or they don't have it. Sometimes I have to do favors, how that goes. And but the important thing to me is, as I watch your career blossom again, it's going to be fun for me, and it'll be fun for you guys because you're in more control. All right, so how's the fame affected you? Do people recognize you now? How's that going? Here's the thing. Trea, I remember you telling me when you were just starting out, I said, 4 years ago, how you had been asked for autographs, and you said, quote, "It's weird."
It still is. I don't feel like we're any different. Like, I don't know. I get it when people ask for it because we've done a lot of things, and I think that's really cool. But I think at the end of the day, we still just feel like Devynn Tree. Like, it's
Well, that's never going to change.
Like, cool. I mean, I'm not dressed up or anything, but yeah, and that's usually my thing. I'm like, well, if you want to take a picture over here by the produce aisle. All right, do it. And I'm in my pajamas.
Well, that's the problem with fame. I was talking to a really famous blues artist once, and I said to her, "How bad is it?" Well, they're standing outside my RV in the morning before I'm waking up going,
yes, that happens. Yeah.
Hey, can I have an autograph?
I mean, there would be times that we would pull up to venues hours before the actual show started. Like, and there would be like, they know where the band usually parks the bus or whatever.
Yeah.
People would just be standing there just waiting for you to get off the bus. And God forbid, you look like crap, don't really feel in the mood. Like, and you have to go inside the bathroom inside of the venue to go use the bathroom. So now you're gonna have to run into all these people. But I mean, it's a part of it, and it's like these are the people that make it possible for us to
exactly right.
Here for us to have a bus or whatever. So it's like, who am I? Like, if you want to, this girl, this your picture. I look like I just woke up, but if you want to, come on.
I think the thing about it is, it's hard, but it's one of those things that you think, because I know you as regular people. And the one thing I've always talked about, if I get to talk to anybody really famous, I can't be a fanboy. In other words, I have to say, you're just like everybody else. You just do this for a living.
Yes.
And when I do that, and I know what you do for a living, and because I've done it myself, I'm more interested in that. And I try to tell people, or I try to ask them a question they've never been asked before, which sometimes is not easy. But when somebody goes, "Oh, that's an interesting question," so that's what I look for, because it's easy. I could sit here and go, "Well, what was Simon Cowell like?" Or how was the show? And
ask the same questions that everybody
else asked. And a good friend of mine one time, he got I said he's a drummer friend of mine, Chattanooga. So he went to Nashville to go to Jason Isbell's drummer's training. He paid to go meet him. And he's sitting there with his wife, who I know very well, and she's asked him all the questions that fans ask, and he called me and says, all I could think about was, you would never ask him that. I said, well, no, because I don't, But
because
I
they're
will
just
tell
regular
you,
people.
I mean, you got to think about that. And I remember you, Therese, said a couple years ago, I said, I don't know if I can talk to you. I'm worthy. Because you'd been back on American Idol. You said, we're just from the South. What are we? We're just, you know.
Hey, we ain't nobody.
But I think the hardest thing, though, is as you become more and more famous or well known, that's part of the gig, you know, and you can't, because of this is my personal opinion about it, you can't diss people because the next thing you know, they're
Now
posting
you're
and
the hate
got a
girl.
million people are going, that Devynn, she was such a, you know, she wouldn't even talk to me or, you know, like that.
Right.
And,
Yeah, and like
and
that's why like she said, like even though sometimes it's early or it's late and you're tired or whatever, at the end of the day, if it weren't for the fans, you'd just be yelling into a void, you know?
you'd be busking in New Orleans still.
Hey, yeah.
That's what you'd be doing. People going, who are those girls? So tell me a little bit about your songwriting process now.
Ooh.
I mean, I could never figure out before. So before, let's just talk at that. Let's start through there. So when you did like the Jolene song or any of your tunes, was that did somebody come up with it and said, here I got that. How did you guys do it as compared
Well,
to now?
I said, well, strangely enough, our songwriting process, like we still kind of write all kinds of ways, but it honestly hasn't even changed. It hasn't changed that much because like Deb has always been like a concept person. Like she can take like one phrase or one like title and like come up with an entire like almost like scene around it, or like just coming up with like just cool concepts to like kind of like rattle off of because I say I'm more like Fox and Socks. I love words, very verbose, but I could also say a lot of stuff about nothing at all. But like, she came up with the idea for like Jesus and alcohol, like Bible, bourbon, breakup. And then like so it's still kind of the same. Like sometimes like I feel like she has a cinematic mind even because what we wrote a song recently with Brady Seals from Little Texas, and just from the title that he gave, she pretty much illustrated the entire music video but based around the whole like scenario setup and like the way that she could like cinematically lay out the story. It was so easy to just find the words that just kind of like put it all together. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of like here lately, I feel like we've just been like, we'll be like, hey, I got an idea, let's write it. And we just put it on paper and kind of
Well,
just letting those ideas just flow out naturally come to life.
you're in the groove. Once you're in the groove, things
Mhm.
come to you. And I think, Deb, with you, you're like me probably, because when I sit down and start recording or get an idea, okay, we need to add some horns here. We need to do this over here, you know, and you already hear it up here.
Yes.
And I've told many musicians the hardest thing is when you write a song, and God knows where that comes from. I think that's where it comes from. It's like you're just out of the ether, and all of a sudden, I need to write a song about a highway. Oh, okay. And like you're doing, and you're saying a cinematic approach to it. And then you're just writing it, and people are like, okay, how did that come about? And you're like, I listen to stuff I've recorded, and I go, I don't remember why I put that on there.
Right.
But you hear it all, and what I was going to say was, it's hard when you think this out. Here, you hear it, but
Yeah.
then trying to tell a producer or an engineer what you're trying to get to them is like, you'd like to do the Vulcan mind melt. Could you just listen to me right now? Because I know that's got to be difficult.
It is, especially when like, because I'm not a technical person. Like, I don't know any notes. And I couldn't tell you any of that, but I know exactly what I want to hear. But just finding the right people to be able to communicate that to, and they can translate it musically has been a game changer for me.
It's pretty cool though when you listen to the mix and you go, a few hours ago, this was just an idea in my head.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And then when it all comes together, I always ask people when they have a really popular song, did they have any idea it was going to be that big? You know, I've talked to people that their
Mm,
songs are still being, they're 40 years old and they're still being played on Spotify. And
right.
I always ask the same question. Did you realize 40 years ago you were sitting in the studio and this thing was going to blow up? Or did you go, I don't know.
No clue. They're
All right,
probably just
so,
having fun.
so Tree, do you still playing guitar?
Yes, and I've been playing a whole lot more, and I don't know. Like I say, it's just part of that, just kind of like loosening it up. And also had big news. This is gonna be a Trout Show exclusive,
Okay, thank
but
you.
because I've been playing a whole lot more and I feel like we've been like just fully immersed in it now. I'm not gonna point any elbows, but there is a future world class bassist on the rise. I have
Oh,
been playing
wow.
bass. And now, Rick, now let me tell you, like,
Yeah,
pause, like even just as a fellow guitar person,
right.
like you know how like Deb said, she said she don't know like what note or what like key or the changes and all that, but you know how she sings and she knows music, although she might not have the vocabulary for it. And I feel like the fact that we grew up in South Mississippi, and she like there is like she got more old school blues in her bones than people who I know have
Ooh.
like literally have a master's in blues music. And so we were just sitting around after a rehearsal, and like I was playing with our guitar player, and she's like, I want to learn how to play the bass. So he like brought one over here, and she's like was playing along. And literally all you have to do is show her where it starts. And like she naturally like we showed her one bass line for like one section of the song. And then after a while, like we had moved on to something else. And I was about to turn around and she had already figured out the next. It was like, see what I mean? I'm learning. Like after a week.
You've got the gift. I mean, you know, it's they
Yes.
used to say like the Beatles, they don't know how to read music, and but who cares?
It sounds
All right,
good.
so I want to get down to the nitty gritty here because, all right, so when you write a song, where are you? I'm going to get a little technical here, but everybody asks the same question. Do you write it on the piano? Do you write it on a guitar? Or you just sing it and then somebody accompanies you and say, hey, this is in the key of C? How does that all come about?
Usually guitar, right? With guitar. Kind of just play around with a couple grooves. Yeah, a couple grooves. And when something kind of feels like, okay, okay. And so then you like just kind of loop that for a minute. And so then from there you kind of start feeling like, okay, so what does this sound like? What does this feel like? Where you when you hear this, so then those kind of questions start, and then maybe the title, I prefer for the title to come first. Like,
I
or
do
maybe
that a lot.
even
I do that a lot.
I feel like I can work better. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be at least the topic. So now I can get ideas just
Mm.
based off of and that. Then Steven Spielberg over here can start her screenwriting. And then I start telling Tree, all right, so I'm seeing it like this, and this, and this. So she comes up with those lyrical words instead of me making these long paragraphs. She makes them into lyric form, and then we just kind of create from there and kind of start flowing.
Well, and you've got people around you. It was funny. I interviewed a country artist out of Norway. He comes over here every year to usually record. Him and his wife, very good. They're very well known over there. But he said it's so weird when when I record in Oslo. I think that's where he's from. Or is that from Sweden? No, Oslo. He said when I record in Oslo, it takes us a week to do 2 songs. You walk into Nashville by noon, you've got 3 songs done.
Yes.
Because he said, well, I said, look at the people you got there.
Yeah.
That's all they do. And the groove, they can just find out, okay, I know what you want.
Right. And I feel like that's another thing with us, like being here full time and being able to like meet and write with and work with so many people who've, you know, been doing this, like doing it on the highest level for a long time. So, like you say, even though we might not have all of the technical terms, like being able to work with people to just take those and like, form it into dang near fully finished songs after an idea.
So how's it going with the major people, like the labels and all that? Have you been working that deal, or do you want to do it? A lot of people just want to go stay independent.
I think right now we're just working. I think we've always been that kind of group. It's like if the right deal comes along and it works for them, works for everybody, wins, it'd be something
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
be interested in. But I mean, we did all of the last project independent, and we're just kind of beating down the pathway the same way this time as well.
Well, 40% of the music released every day is independent music.
Mm-hmm.
And I can argue both sides, but I think so many people, because of the record labels not paying as well,
Mm-hmm.
and well, you're not selling records anyway. Nobody, if you're not, as I tell this to people all the time, if you're not touring, you're not making any money. Merch,
Yep.
and touring and merch.
Yes.
And if you're not doing that, then you're going to be sitting on Broadway at 3 a.m. doing some 1 hour set.
Yeah.
And going home to the kiddos going, Daddy, do you have money for milk this week? No. So stop playing, get a job.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask you a personal question though, Trea. Is your Houston person up in Nashville now?
Is what?
Is your Houston person up in Nashville?
Well, no, he's still in New Orleans, and because he goes back and forth between
Okay.
New Orleans and
Because when you were
Houston.
here a couple of years ago, you said he was in Houston. Didn't
Yes,
you
he
say that?
mhm.
Yeah.
And because he was still living in New Orleans at the time, but kind of like as much as I was on the road, he is on the road as well. And so he kind of still bounces between the Woodlands and New Orleans because they have a plant like outside of
Okay. Oh, the
New
Woodlands. Oh, yeah,
Orleans.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
And so and he bounces between those two, and I bounce between here and New Orleans, and we kind of like meet in the middle every
Well,
now and then.
I don't know, Dev. We never talked about it, but when you're doing what you're doing, you're going all the time. A love life's probably tough to have anyway. I mean,
Well, then, you know, it's probably best if you don't have a love life because I feel like everywhere we go, there are at least 5 people who are like trying to propose. So,
oh
like,
well. When you're
there's just,
attractive, that's what happens when you're good looking. I mean, come on. Oh, she's a star and a good looking? Okay. What else? I mean,
like, I feel like the good Lord is going to place that man right in my life at the right time. And that's what I tell her. Don't look.
you're right.
Tell
You're
her,
right.
tell her, whatever you do, don't look, because we don't know what the heck we be
And
doing.
they don't need to come find me till they find him. So we all need some time with the Lord before we come,
Yeah,
trying
like
to
you
do
said.
this because
He
this is a
he gonna have to send the right
it's
kind.
gonna
It's a
have to
special
be
kind.
a special one. So if you
Yeah.
see me getting married or dating somebody publicly, the Lord dropped him down in my lap
And
personally.
an unexpected wedding invitation too.
Oh,
So
yes.
do you ever hear from our buddy Reverend Billy anymore? Do you ever talk to him?
Yes. He sends us messages like
The other day,
the other day he sent us a message. It was like, ooh wee, something, something, something. It's like I love Uncle Billy. He's so dang random, but we keep missing him whenever he's in Nashville. When he's at his house in
Yeah.
Nashville, we're
Oh, is
usually
that where he
all
lives? Okay.
well.
Yeah.
But
It's just
yeah.
basically him now.
Mhm.
Frank is not doing well. He quit. I don't know if he quit, but he's not on tour anymore.
And
And
he's been doing his solo thing.
has he?
hmm
Yeah. Well, Billy is. I saw him before they were famous, before the beards.
I was gonna say, Babyface Billy.
He used to wear John Lennon sunglasses.
Yes,
No beard, no hat, nothing. And it was Dusty and Frank and him. And before they were big, because I was living in Texas at the time. And now when
I didn't think about the fact that they came up right in your neck of the woods. So
yeah, well, my band was supposed to open for him, and
really,
yeah, and so anyway, the funny thing about it is I followed their career all the way because I've always liked their music. Of course, they were popular, they were really hot, and they were hot in the '80s when they had all the stuff that's going on. But he's just kind of different. Let's put it that way.
oh yes, Uncle Billy is an enigma. I feel like
I don't know. It seems like he's like just as like mysterious and mystical and cool as you would imagine he is.
Yes, yes, I think
And
that's what
like
he, yeah.
and like he like texts in riddles, and it's like, you know, the what did he say? Like
He said the eagle is landing by dawn
and it was like
or by dusk.
and the smoke rings are in the air and literally the message meant, I'm coming into town tomorrow. Will you give me a call so we can get together? But the thing is if you text them back and say like, okay, Uncle Billy, sure thing. Crickets. We have to formulate like a respond riddle. Like
To get a response back.
Oh,
Yeah.
now that's funny. So you have to come up with something as weird as his to
Yeah.
We
respond,
put
because if
our
you just
brains together big time. It's like, all right,
so
let's
instead of just
figure out what
saying,
we're gonna
yeah,
say.
we're going to beat you down on whatever, just tell me when you're here, he just goes nothing. But if you said, there's silence in the ocean and the stars are high,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, and there's elephants in the creek, and you're like, he'll probably, okay.
And you'll probably text back, perfect. I was thinking tacos too.
All right, so the other thing I have to ask, because you've been in Nashville a while, who have you met that, how many famous people, really big people like Vince Gill and all those, have you got to meet people and they've come in and done anything? I know I see the look on your face. So tell me all right, let's go with this. And I can cut anything out, but who have you met, you were happy you met them, and is there anybody yet you met and you wished you'd never met them? Have you had that happen yet? No? Okay, good. But most people in the industry are just not that way.
I wouldn't say there are many that I would say I wouldn't. I wish I didn't meet, but there are a few that that have stood out to me. Like, Gretchen Wilson.
Yes, like absolute sweetheart.
She is golden, and I feel like we've run into her in the last 3 months more than I don't even
The
know.
last 3 years. Oh,
My whole life.
And we were also in her music video a couple
yeah?
weeks ago. So she's got a new music video coming out. But she's
It's
like,
already out.
oh, it is out. But like she's the type of person, like if once you meet her, if you're good people, like we met her mama, the original redneck woman, and like I don't know, it's the kind of people that just feel like family a little bit.
Kind of like you two.
Yes.
We can find our people. Let's see. Yesterday we rode with Wendy Moulton.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she is just a hoot. Another one of those people that is just so full of wisdom and been in the game a really long time. Somebody that, you know, is always offering us advice and,
That's
you know,
good.
our well wishes. Let's see. Reese Palmer.
Reese Palmer is always. I feel like she's sometimes like our voice of reason, or even like those, you know, you have those friends, you might have a moment, you're kind of feeling down, and they'll randomly call you. And it might be with just something, it might be some poignant advice, or it might be just a crazy story, but it'll like, you know, make you smile and kind of shake you back to reality. Oh, also Michael and Tanya from
The Warren Treaty.
from the Warren Treaty. I feel like I don't know. Is it me? Is it cheesy? That's like, I feel like everybody is family, but
Well, you guys are like that. I mean, that's part of the Southern thing, though. You know,
Yeah, and here recently we've been doing a little bit of work with Kix Brooks. And it's been really interesting and cool getting to know him. He is a cool guy as well.
it was especially fun one day after we did a show in South Louisiana. You know, their bus had to stay parked, so we wound up driving. Like it was just us and him and a couple of his guys around. And you know, he's from Louisiana, we're from Mississippi, but all of his crew is from like LA and stuff, and our guitar player's from Michigan. So we like gave him the most southern stuff. Like like they went and ate turkey necks and all this like turkey necks, crawfish and sausage on the shack on the side of the road. Like yeah,
We had a great time.
All right, last thing I want to ask you. Any desire to go back on national TV?
not on a
Competition, no.
No, I don't mean that.
Oh, but yeah, we would love to act, you know, commercials,
all kinds of things.
for sure.
All right. Yeah, I don't want you. No, you don't need. If you're going back on one of those, you're going back on as our special guest tonight is
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
something like that.
I can be a special guest on one of those, or like a guest judge.
I want to be a guest judge somewhere
On a
doing
cooking show.
something. Perfectly a
Trying
cooking
all the
show.
food.
Well, I love you guys. You know that. I love
You
what
have
you
your
do.
own cooking show.
Oh, you can do your own cooking show. All right, ladies, I'm going to say goodbye, but or so long, because I know we'll be in touch. Thank you
Yes,
for your
we
time,
shall.
as always.
Thank you.
Rick. It was so good seeing you.
Oh, by the way, when are you going to Europe again? Repeat that again.
Next Wednesday.
That's what I thought. Okay. Well, have a safe trip. Enjoy yourself. Keep going.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Take care, kids. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's it for this episode of The Trout Show. Hope you enjoyed my interview with Trea and Devynn. Two cousins that sing like angels. I really like them a lot. I've known them for a while, and I just wish them the most success. They're just fun to be around and a great talent also. For more information about them, all you got to do is go to the website, magnoliarisingofficial.com. magnoliarisingofficial.com. You can find everything you need to know about them, anything that's going on with them. I know they're doing some other stuff this year on touring. Going to have more music come out. Check them out, because they're going to continue to be around for quite some time. They're very talented. For more information about The Trout Show, all you got to do is go to my website, thetroutshow.com, and you can find everything right there. Podcasts, YouTubes, my music, and we've got some wonderfully talented artists coming up as always. So stay tuned for more from me, The Trout, to you. Thanks for listening to The Trout Show. As I always say, you know what I say? It's only rock and roll, but I love it. See ya!